Welcome, welcome. Thank you everyone for joining us today. I am excited. We are kicking off June. And for ANHC Pro, we have a lot of things going on. In fact, we have already started. We started this morning with our Rising Stars conversation with Jeanette Ning, which was super powerful about setting your goals and actually laying out your plan and being very specific about what it is that you are doing. We will have the recording of that for all of you guys who are members of ANHC Pro that will be available in our Rising Stars Club. Of course, we are looking forward to today's presentation, but later this month we have our next Rising Stars, which is our business blueprint, and we'll have Cicely Welch. Many of you guys are familiar with her, the accountant you can understand. She is actually going to be talking about setting up your business for those of you guys who are thinking about starting, as well as those of you who have already started and want to make sure that you have done the right thing. Are you an LLC? Are you an S Corp? What are you doing? How do you best make those decisions? We're going to get into all of that, and that is going to be on June 8th. We'll be following that up June 9th with our Makers Club session. That is for members only, and that is for people who are making their own products. So if you're out there making your own products and want to learn more about the business of that, we'll be doing that. Our guests will be Ecom Spaces, and they will be talking to us about fulfillment and shipping and how to best do that, coordinate that either for yourself or through a third party fulfiller. Definitely looking forward to that. Then June 15th, we have our Business Mastery, Beauty Business Mastery, our second one for the third Monday this month. And we'll be talking to Lalitha Arnold. Many of you guys are familiar with her. She is part of our Salon Owners Club, and she will be talking about professionalism and how she has used that in order to grow her businesses. And then, of course, Tech Tuesday, we got Crystal Graves, founder and CEO of Liquid. She is going to be talking to you about your data, but specifically about those numbers. Are you pricing your services correctly? Are you pricing them at the right level? Definitely, are you being profitable? What are your true expenses for each one of your services? If all of that sounds overwhelming, it is okay because she is going to be talking about the tech that you need to not only collect that data, but to analyze it. And that is part of Liquid. And then we'll be ending the month off with our health and wellness live session. And we'll be talking about sun care, hydration, and cooling treatment. I love this series because this is where we talk about taking care of ourselves. So this is important because none of your businesses will work without you being at your best. So that is June, and I am happy to be in this moment right now with Thurman Jones with VenU2Go. I met Thurman through the Atlanta Black Chambers, and one of the main reasons I wanted to have him on here is because I have been getting a lot of people tapping me on my shoulder and saying, whatever happened to this app, or whatever happened to this app? I was trying to lease my space, or I was trying to um do day rentals at my salon, or I was looking for someplace because I was going out of state and I wanted to find out, and what happened to these apps you used to tell us about. And so I wanted to bring VenU2Go on here. And for those of you all who weren't asking those questions and should have been asking those questions, because you actually should be looking at ways to increase your revenue, this is definitely the conversation for you. One of the biggest things I find, or one of the most valuable things I find that salons have that they don't utilize is space. Having that physical brick and mortar is incredible. You just cannot believe how many times that I'm questioned about where or how to get something done. And the answer is the where, right? We need to find this space, whether it's someone trying to sell their products, whether it's someone trying to have a small event, whether it's someone who just wants to have a meeting. There's always someone looking for a physical location, especially in this industry. Just because you're in the beauty industry, you're you take for granted that you're a service provider. There's so many things in the beauty industry that are related to your business that are not service providers and do not have brick and mortar locations. So yeah, I'm excited about VenU2Go if you can't tell. So I'm just gonna go ahead and turn it over to Mr. Thurman Jones.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. One, I want to say it's an honor to be on this platform, to be able to talk to so many amazing people, and definitely be able to get the invite from you. It's truly an honor as well. I definitely want to say thank you for this moment.
Absolutely.
Um, as, as she said, my name is Thurman Jones, and the name of the company is called VenU2Go. And I'm definitely excited to be able to talk to you, but I am going to sit here and start off the conversation and saying I'm a very engaged person. So if you have the opportunity in the chats, put something in the chat and let's start this off. I would love to know, where are you from? So in the chat, just put in where are you actually listening from. I would like to actually hear that. So any questions, anything that sparked your interest in the midst of me in this presentation, please go for it. I'm looking at it and we'll get everything rolling. But I am about to start sharing my screen. All right. All right. Are we everybody able to see it?
Yep.
All right, cool, cool, cool. We got Atlanta, we got Columbus, Ohio. All right. We in here, we in here. So, Venue to Go, the name of this campaign that we're running right now is called Get Paid from the Crowd. Get paid from the crowd. This is where we are looking to turn your foot traffic into an opportunity. So, one thing I want to kind of start and tell you, how did Venue to Go even get started? So I was in the music industry, and while I was doing all these shows across the country, it was a time that I had this pull in, like, man, it'd be great to be able to have my own place. Every time we had to go travel somewhere, we had to be on somebody's stage, we had to be on somebody's radio. Let me get my own space. In the midst of me looking at that, I was like, hey, I started looking at some buildings. And right before I was about to make that purchase, I asked the magic question: if I get this space, I got to pay for my mortgage and I gotta pay for this rent. I gotta rent this space out. I was like, oh my God, hold on. What if nobody ever come? I was like, what is the odds of that happening? So I looked up, I seen the numbers of people that was going out of business, and I was like, well, if a business need an extra $2,000 in a month, and they knew what their best day was, and they needed an extra 2,000, how could they go get it? Most people were like, well, you have to go get a grant. Then you go find out some businesses wasn't even fundable to go get the grants or even go get a loan. So, and then I understood why these businesses will start going out of business. I wanted to make sure that we came up with a solution for these brick and mortar businesses to be able to just thrive and also give entrepreneurs a place where they can thrive at too. So hopefully y'all love what we put together, and I can't wait till y'all definitely join and check it out. So here we go. First thing, what if your business is more valuable than you think? I want you to pay attention to this. The foot traffic in your doors can get you paid. I hope that makes sense. The foot traffic in your doors can literally get you paid. The square footage in your brick and mortar can get you paid. This also help increase visibility, community trust, and customer relationship. I had to go ask myself, and I thought about last year. Last year alone, compared to just randomly going online, I'm not gonna lie, I go online. How many of y'all actually shop online a lot? I shop online. But how many of y'all actually go to different events and y'all go to different conferences, workshops, even football games, anything like that? I thought about how many times I literally bought from a stranger in person versus buying it online. Me purchasing from a stranger was way higher in person than it was online. If I bought something online, it was typically from like a place that had it a lot more credibility, like your Amazons, your Walmarts, and things like that. But when I'm talking about an entrepreneur, somebody just came up with this idea and they wanted to sit here and get. I done bought shirts from people. I done bought some drinks, merch. I done bought all kind of things from in-person entrepreneurs. What we're looking to do is make sure that you get that same opportunity inside of your brick and mortar because your brick and mortars have what people are already looking for, which is foot traffic. And I am going to show you how you are able to leverage that. How many of y'all are actually interested in learning how you can leverage your foot traffic and your square footage inside of a brick and mortar? And then how many of y'all are actually interested of being on the opposite end and getting in front of that foot traffic that's going into these retail spots, these beauty salons, these barbershops, even a coffee shop? If you're ready to hear that, I'm definitely going to sit here and keep going. We're going to show you how these are not just assets. I mean, how these are assets and not expenses at all. So here go a fact that we end up finding out 50% of businesses won't make it to 5 years. All right. I know that sounds very okay, but I'm going to give it to you like this. Imagine what it took for you to go get the money to go put that down payment on that brick and mortar business. Some people had to go literally go cash out their 401k. Some people had to sit here and go ask uncle, cousin, friend to get some money to go put on that down payment because they had this dream. Just to be in the percentage of 50% goes out in 5 years. Here go a number that I looked up. Let me tell you a number that I found out in 2025, if I'm not mistaken. About over 42,000 businesses went out of business last year in the state of Georgia. Like 42,000 businesses went out of business, and about 45,000 businesses got started. This is every single year. This is happening. This is happening every single year. Imagine that you have this dream, you have this goal, you have this desire. You are an amazing stylist, and you got your clients up just to be able to put yourself in this percentage of 50%. I don't like it. If you don't like it, put I don't like it in the chat. I don't like it. I don't know about you. Here go another thing. 82% of those businesses, number one failure is linked to cash flow problems. This is what cash flow problems mean. Payroll. If you know that the rent keeps going up every year after year after year, put rent in the chat. It keeps going up. Inventory, marketing. I mean, do you remember when you could get ads way cheaper than you can now? Not no more. Times changed. Times definitely changed. And here go a fun fact that I didn't realize that I'm gonna start when we start looking into it. About 1 to 2% of your followers are able to see your timeline on Instagram and Facebook. 1 to 2%. That's 1 to 2%. And when you put ads on it, that'll help about 10 to 15% of your followers to start seeing it. And then you might get some other people along the line as well. That's why the ad spend is so much. If I'm not mistaken, Airbnb is paying about $200 million a year just for ad spend. Google's number one way of getting paid is doing ads. Number one paid. Just imagine what I'm talking about. YouTube is a part of Google, and that's not number one. Just all together is the ads itself. So that cash flow of marketing is high. Taxes is going up. We ain't gonna talk about that. We could go all day talking about what's going on with taxes. Lord Jesus. Utilities and expenses after expenses after expenses. Now, as a business owner, if you can relate, put me. As a business owner, we wear all these different hats. We're the salesperson, we're the marketer, we're in operations, we're finance on top of the finance, keeping up with your books. We're HR. Don't let nobody complain. We're customer service. Don't let nobody get no bad review. And we got to sit here and have a rebuttal of that. Let a group of people get a bad review. We had one of our businesses on us online. They had this happen. They got in an argument with one of the people, one of the owners of the business, because the group was wrong, and they was trying to get out of a bill, and all of them decided to put a 1-star review on this page. And now you got to go reach out to Google. You got to reach out to all these places to be able to stop that from happening, to have your ratings not to go down. Long story. You're also an accountant, and you are the person that's directly in the result of your growth of your business. Once again, I'm putting me in the chat because I feel that in the beginning of starting off your company, this is a lot of people. This is a lot of people. Now, the hidden asset. There's a hidden asset that you have that I want to explore out there. I want you to be able to know what's going on. Your business has people that walks through them doors, especially if you're a brick and mortar. And there's an untapped revenue that I am going to tell you right now. I'm gonna skip some slides because I'm about to tell you why this is important. When I realized what was going on is when I walked inside of Walmart. How many of y'all been to Walmart? I mean, you could be a Target person. I get you. We got Target, and then we got some people that is Walmart, right? So when I want you to think about as you in Walmart, as soon as you look over there, like you're going to the restroom and the cashier doing tax season, who is sitting over there with a 6-foot table? Let me help you out. Jackson Hewitt. Some people might see H&R Block, but we're going to talk about Jackson Hewitt. When I couldn't unsee what was going on because on a normal basis, we see all the nail tech spots. We see the salons in there. We see the banks. Everybody got a Subway. Some people got Checkers. We see all of those different places. That is real estate. That is what Walmart already have allocated for their real estate plan. But what they decided to do, they decided to put a 6-foot table to disrupt the way that you're going to walk out of that store after you leave the cashier. And because you got to walk around, you can't unsee who that you had to walk in front of, which is Jackson Hewitt. It's the tax people. And now you're like, man, you know what? I don't have no tax person. Let me get my taxes done. So I end up looking up. Jackson Hewitt pays about $25 million a year to be able to sit them 6-foot tables inside of Walmart. Year after year after year. Now I'm just saying, what if you can have a little piece of that pie? If you're not too big to get some of that pie, let me hear me in the chat real quick. Put me in the chat if you're not too big to get some of that pie. Same here. So one thing I want to be able to show y'all, what we sit here and start seeing, every business has 2 businesses. What you sell and the crowd you have. Most only monetize one. And you know what that is of what they sell. When you have a brick and mortar, you're looking to operate your brick and mortar to be able to do hair out of. You're looking to be able to operate to sit here and service your clients while you are in your brick and mortar. But Walmart is getting paid $25 million to leverage every person that's walking inside that door. And a 6-foot out of those thousands of square feet that they have inside of there. You can do the same. That square footage, even while you're in the business or out of business, could be something of a life-changing situation. But I promise, we're going to get there. We're going to get there. But if this is resonating with you right now, let me know if this is resonating with you right now, if this is making sense. Because this is information that I had no clue about. And when I started understanding what was going on, I was like, hold on. We got to help people because there's a blueprint out there that's being shown to us. And we got to understand how we can leverage the same information. All right. Now, others are already monetizing their crowds. Taxes. We already talked about that. You can see the picture. You see how you got to walk around that little thing right there? You got to walk around it. You can't unsee it inside of Walmart. You go to the airport. Guess what they got? They got vendors inside the airport sitting on the side or in the middle of the airport, all in your way. All in your way. Why? Because there's so much foot traffic in there. This is designed on purpose. When you're in the mall, there's more kiosks than there is actually stores inside the mall. Crazy. Now, and when you go to T-Mobile, how many of y'all, well, when you go to Costco's, I don't know if you go to Costco's, I go to Costco's, you're going to see T-Mobile in there. They're looking at your watch, they're looking at your phone. I mean, I try to make sure my hands in my pockets and don't try to pull me to the side. But they are paying a whole lot of money to be able to get in front of that many people, right? So here goes something that I end up learning. Taxes. We talked about the taxes inside Walmart. About $25 million yearly from Jackson Hewitt. When you talk about H&R Block, that's just that Jackson Hewitt alone, right? Airport, and make sure I make this make sense. Taxes is not all year round. They only there for like about four months out the year, and that's how much they paying. I hope y'all understand what I'm saying right now. It's mind blowing. The airport vendors, they're paying about $1,000 to $25,000 a month to be able to be in there. Mall kiosks, they're paying about $500 to $10,000 a month just to get that foot traffic. And nobody even really go to the mall like that. And they still got kiosks inside there. T-Mobile. T-Mobile in the inside of Costco's are paying about $2,000 to $10,000 a month. And I'm just going to ask this simple question. Maybe it's me. Why are you not getting paid from your space yet? Why are you not getting paid for your foot traffic yet? They doing it. You see the numbers. How many of y'all wouldn't mind to have those numbers in your account right now? I'm gonna put my hands up, right? I wouldn't mind to have those numbers in my account, and that is happening all the time. So the shift, stop chasing more and start leveraging more. So we don't have to sit here and add more inventory. We don't have to add more payrolls and hire somebody else, right? We don't have to sit here and try to keep doing TikTok dances to get people to watch us online. Your job was to become a stylist. You are a subject matter expert of doing hair and educating people on that. Why are you dancing? But that is the way that the business has got us into now. And when we think about marketing, that's what we're thinking about. And if I'm lying, how many dances did you see Steve Jobs do to get one of these? I ain't seen him do a dance yet. Not even Mark Zuckerberg. They they're focused on what it is that they were doing. They didn't have to become a social media influencer. They focused on becoming a business owner. They focus on becoming whoever it is. You're focused on becoming a stylist. You're focused on becoming a brick and mortar owner, giving other people jobs, creating the economics of your city. Because $1 from a small business is 80 cents back into the community. $1 from a big box business, only 20 cents goes back into that community. You could be the changing aspect of how the community that you are supporting is living today by just being successful. We shouldn't have to do all these different things, right? So now, more visibility. That's what we need. That's why people are paying those kind of dollars, $25 million if I'm not going to sit here and be shy about it, say $25 million to get more visibility because eyeballs is where it's at. Matter of fact, let's even talk about this. Kanye West made a 30-second video, right? A 30-second video for the Super Bowl. This is when I knew it was real. 30-second video for the Super Bowl, and he paid millions of dollars for that. And I was like, wow, He paid millions of dollars to get in front of like 10 plus millions of people. And his website sold out and it crashed. But it made me, that's when I took the understanding that Instagram and Facebook are gonna allow you to see about 1 to 2% of your people on your timeline. Kanye understood that. That's why he paid millions of dollars for a 30-second video, right? That's where he put his money at. And that's where the success came from. So I'm just saying, eyeballs, you want to get in front of eyeballs. And then another thing is, it's hard to tell somebody no in person. It's hard versus online. You swipe over it. We ain't even got to spend no time there. But when I'm coming to you in person for a sale or ask you to sit here and come in my business, the yeses are even better. So that visibility is high, it's better. More access, right? Getting inside more places, being seen more, creating more opportunity for yourself. And the most important one, more income. Period. More income. That's what we want to. That's what we want to start leveraging. That's where we want to be at. Now, what if? Just a hypothetical question. What if you could create another stream of income without hiring more staff? That's interesting. That's an interesting thought, right? Without buying more products, you find yourself buying more things after more things. Then your inventory lists keep growing and you got to store that. Your inventory is now taking up some of your square footage in your retail, right? What about adding without adding more services? Your goal was to see him just to do hair, not to do all the other different things because you specialize in just doing hair. You don't have to even add more services or even work more hours. I don't know about y'all. Working 24/24 is real, right? And I'm gonna say this. This is another thing that I end up understanding even about that last part. And I have to say this. What end up happening to a lot of the businesses, right? And we even go into the beauty industry as we're talking about. As you are entering into this new space from not just doing hair, but owning the business, owning the brick and mortar, right? You find yourself every single day you're working, right? Because you're used to trading time for money, trading time for money. So you're thinking the more time that you put in there, the more money that you end up getting. But one thing that you tend to forget, education, and I'm not talking about school education, but education is the core principle to success. If you're not able to put yourself in a situation to be educated, right? And let's talk about it. Being educated on finance, being educated on marketing, being educated on the operations, being educated on the new styles and the new products that we can start getting, or who can I start getting my products from, right? We're going to even talk about this. Who can I get my products from that have an affiliate to it? So when I sit here and offer to my clients, now I can also get paid from the offer that I tell my clients that, or the suggestion that I tell my clients they should go look at, right? We have that education part changes the way that you are able to get paid. But when you're working so many hours and every single day it feels like you're drinking out of fire hose, it's hard to position yourself to get to that point. It's hard. And you're working so hard that you can't even find yourself of understanding where you at even with your numbers and with your business. The 5 years come so quick. And when you start getting that knock at the door that you need to start getting these payments in order for your business to be operated, then that's when you're trying to start to get the flip. I want to help you at that point where you don't have to get to that. That's where we are at right now. We don't want you to get there. So this is happening already. People are already doing all these pop-up shops. Have y'all seen this before? Have y'all seen you just go to one of these markets and it's like pop-ups galore? Everybody's out here doing pop. It's not a new concept. This is nothing new. People are already used to doing this. But the great thing is, now we get as an entrepreneur, we could go to somebody else's line or go to somebody else's location and get those customers to come to where we go and do hair at. Right? This is or as a brick and mortar business owner, when I want more to leverage my space and my foot traffic, we can have just one of those people paying me to be able to do just that. Because even though that's all fun and cool to see all these tents, that money is super spread it thin. I don't want to sit here and be beside 20, 30, 40, 100 people. Let me be by myself. Let me let me pay you to sit here and give a good offer and good service to your people. Like that's exactly what you're doing. You're leveraging that. So I want to introduce y'all, right? I know I talked enough. I want to introduce y'all to VenU2Go. So VenU2Go, what we're doing now, we're literally helping businesses monetize their space, and we help them monetize their space two ways. And we're gonna talk a little bit more, but the two ways that we really leverage is we call it vendor corners, and vendor corners is when you are doing exactly what you see in Walmart with Jackson Hewitt. While you're in business, you can leverage your square footage and your foot traffic while you are in business. The other way that we help the brick and mortar businesses make more money is while they're closed for business. There are people that's looking to sit here and do a photo shoot. There are people that's looking for a place to sit here and do a movie shoot. I done heard, hey, you know a good salon to go to? People want to pay it because they don't want to go nowhere on set to pay set price. You already got a business, and when people can sit here and film inside yours, that make your business that more credible, right? You literally have the opportunity where people can sit here and say, you know what, I want to do an educational session for doing hair inside your salon. I would love for you to pay. But here go the good thing. I don't want y'all to get distracted by the idea of the one-time payment, right? Where I pay you to be able to do it. Let's think about this. If I'm doing the educational section in your space and I bring 20 people in there, that's 20 new eyeballs that didn't even know about your brick and mortar. Now, what is your job? Your job is now to make them a customer. So I'm hoping, and I'm adding this to it, I'm hoping that you got some kind of lead, right? If you don't, let's talk about it real quick. I know that wasn't a part of mine, but I want to talk about it. Get a lead. You can sit here and get a lead. It could be a free checklist. It could be a free consultation. It could be maybe you have your own small samples of some products. Um, Create a funnel. As soon as they go there, they got to give you their name, email, and phone number, right? You want to be able to get them something so they can give you something because what's more important than the money itself? The data. The data is number one, right? If I could get your name, email, phone number, we could change the way you think. And if I'm lying, I'm gonna help you out with this. When you think about something, is that's when you're thinking about not doing something, you're thinking about it. Here go a perfect example. What's the number one, if you could put it in chat, what's the number one New Year's resolution? New Year's resolution. What's that number one New Year's resolution most people always talk about? There you go, losing weight. Losing weight is the number one thing people talk about, right? Crazy. And guess what I'm going to do as a person that makes sweets? I'm going to send you a coupon for 50% off. You know why I'm gonna send you that coupon? Because you already thinking about your weight. I don't care if it's losing it, gaining it, you're thinking about weight. So I am going to disrupt the way that you are thinking. I'm going to give you that 50% off. Right? But I love you because it tastes so good, right? So at the end of the day, I want this to happen to you. People are already thinking about getting their hair done. Let's talk about the World Cup is happening right now, right? Before they even go leave to get on that plane, I'm guaranteed they're getting their hair done. I'm guaranteed that guy's getting that shape up. He's already thinking about it. So why not make an offer? Hey, are you thinking about traveling in the next 3 months? Let me give you a coupon for 25% off. Bring them in. But this is, I'm giving you the idea of what you do when you do a classic venue to go and you're renting your space out. It's not about just the space itself. You're leveraging that space to get more eyeballs in there and to make those people a customer. You're just getting paid to do it. You're just getting paid to do it. Most people are just paying money to try to go do it. That's why they're doing all them TikTok dances. And they don't really work. You can tell me all day about your impression. That's cute. That's cute. You can tell me all day about your impressions, but show me where the money at. I mean, like literally, I have this book right here. I'm my own customer in VenU2Go. I set up inside a restaurant. I set up inside any brick and mortar business, and this book brings me in hundreds of dollars by selling and doing vendor corners. You can talk about your impressions. I can tell you my checks. I'm just saying, I'm here to help. So, vendor corners, entrepreneurs pay for access, businesses get paid, and customers discover new brands. This is what we call the triple win. That's the triple win. Can you imagine that you go and get your hair done, right? Then next thing you know, somebody came in there with some nice little jewelry, and then you check the jewelry out. Or it could be like this young lady in here. She got some perfumes, and you can make your own perfume. You get your hair done. You go get make your own perfume. You walk out. That customer just had an amazing time. Like they gave you 5-star reviews for getting their hair done. Can they add a 6-star review for also smelling good as you got out of there? You got a 5-star review on normal time for just getting the hair done. Now I added this experience. This could change. This would make people wanting to come back, to want to see what's next, right? So this is what we want to be able to sit here and have. So simple numbers. Show you some numbers. For $25 to $50 an hour. So the algorithms work like this on the back end. If you got about 10 to 20 people that comes inside your brick and mortar an hour, the price is going to be $25. If it's about 30 to 40 people, the price would be about $50 an hour. So let's say if on a regular day, $25 an hour for 4 hours a day, 5 days a week. That's an extra $500 a week right there that brick and mortar can have, which means an extra $2,000 that you get. I don't know about you, an extra $2,000. We could we could do some things now. We can put some money into marketing. We can sit here and get better products. We can pay up on the rent. We can do a little things. Now, imagine you are getting foot traffic just coming in, right? You got multiple people in your shop, and you're getting about 30 to 40 people an hour that's coming in. Now we're talking about $50 an hour. That's just alone for 4 hours a day. That's an extra $1,000 a week, up to $4,000 a month. That's some game changing situations right there. And did I forget to tell you this? We didn't even add an extra person. We didn't add them working more hours because we're not working, we're not trading time for money. We're leveraging what we already have. You already going to have foot traffic. You already have square feet. Why not get paid from it? It's going to happen regardless. You can do it or not, but you're going to get to the point where somebody going they want to pay you to do that. Why not get paid? Walmart doing it. Costco's doing it. I'm just saying. So, but for the entrepreneurs for $25, I mean, you could possibly on the tall end get them in front of about 800 plus people. I don't know about you. That's some real. That is not. These are not like your impressions on social media. These are real people. Once again, how hard is it to say no in front of real people? It's hard. These are people. These are potential people. And you, once again, you better have some kind of lead caption because if they don't buy from you, you better give them an offer where they at least get you your what? Name, email, and phone number. Right? That's what we want to make sure that we're getting there. All right, now classic venue to go. This is where you're able to book out your space, right? On your downtime. This is where you get the photo shoots, video shoots, the meetings and workshops. Just like we have a barber shop on the platform right now. You can literally go on the platform and do the same exact thing here. If I wanted to shoot a movie shoot, man, it would be a perfect set to be able to shoot a barbershop movie. If I was doing a podcast and I wanted to have it look like I was in a bar, this is perfect. He can literally leverage his space to be able to go do that. He has it anyways. And if he's closed, why not get paid in your sleep? I, I'm just saying, get paid for what you are already going to do anyways. Is this making sense? Are we making sense right now? Okay. We want to make sure. So, this is what I would love for you to do right now. Let's get started because, they say action takers are money makers, right? People that sit here and think long, they think wrong. So, we want to make sure that they get acting now. So, we want to sit here and take about 10 minutes. We want you to go to VenU2Go.com, right? Go to VenU2Go.com. When you go to VenU2Go.com, it's going to see and put you to a place that's going to say join VenU2Go. You scroll down in the middle of that page, it says join VenU2Go, or you click that little hamburger sign in the right corner and click on join VenU2Go. It's going to ask you, what are you, a booker or a brick and mortar owner? And booker means that you don't own a brick and mortar and you want to leverage the opportunity to be in somebody else's brick and mortar and do a vendor corner, right? That's what you want to be able to do. Now, I also suggest this to a lot of people. Go make two accounts. Because if I own a brick and mortar and I did hair and I want to get some more leads, I might just go to that coffee shop down the street. I might just go to that barbershop down the street. I would leverage both sides of it, right? And it's much quicker to sit here and do your account as a booker than so you can do both of them at the same time. But once you go on VenU2Go, you're gonna set up your profile. You're gonna add your pictures. You're gonna see and select. Do you want to do classic VenU2Go? That's when the business is closed, right? When you can leverage photo shoots, movie shoots, and anything like that. If it's during your business hours, this is where vendor corners is. While you are actively in business, when you want to leverage your square footage and your foot traffic, you could do both, right? You could select if somebody wants to be able to do set up a vendor table outside of your brick and mortar or inside, or they could do both, right? Because if it's outside, you might just get a couple of these food trucks that might just park outside your door. And can you imagine a good food truck? They invite that many people there. Once again, your job is to get them people to come inside the door. They're just gonna pay you to be able to have that access to do just that. And we got plenty of food trucks that's on the platform. They'd be willing to go do it. So once you do that, the last thing, the most important thing, you want to get paid. Set up your Stripe account. Don't drag your feet because we already talked about every day is like drinking out of water hose. If you got the time to set it up now, finish it up because tomorrow you're gonna make an excuse. The next day you're gonna make an excuse, and then you're gonna get to the point where you're like, man, I wish I had some more money. And all you had to do is spend 5 more minutes to go finish up your Stripe account. So knock all of this stuff out, get it done, and once you get it done, you put it on the platform, and we'll actually be able to sit here and reach out to you, see if we can help offer you anything, offer you any assistance. We'll be pushing on our site. We are working with a lot of different chambers. So there are 1,200 people plus in one chamber. There's 800 people in another chamber. There's 1,300 people in another chamber. There are so many businesses that want to be able to utilize your space. So we want to be able to put your space and give yourself that opportunity, right? So you can follow me on any of these social media handles, Instagram, you see Facebook or LinkedIn. Our email is info@VenU2Go.com if you got any questions. Once again, you can scan that QR code and get you straight to the site. But I am super happy that I'm able to sit here and talk to y'all. This has been amazing. Once again, thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you. Thank you. This is so amazing. So, like I told you, one of the main reasons I wanted to kind of introduce VenU2Go to stylists is because there are stylists who travel who want spaces that they can find. And then, of course, there are stylists who have chairs and want to do day rentals or hourly rentals of their chair. Um, but you opened my eyes to some even even better things. So yeah, so one of the things that really stood out for me is the actually the classic venue to go. I know I've heard you talk about it, but I just didn't place it till I really saw that barbershop. And
Yep.
as stylists, we take so much time to make our space beautiful, right? So we already have it set up, so it's already camera ready. So having people come in, and I know there's places in Georgia where people are always looking for places to shoot. So having venue to go be an opportunity for that is amazing. So that's one that I was like, oh, that's definitely an add-on. And then when you talked about foot traffic, and I'm a problem solver at heart. So as soon as you said, I don't know, 25 people an hour, and I'm thinking about a suite owner that's got, one client per hour, I was like, oh, but then if you think about it, they're in a suite. So that 25 to 50 to 100 people is people who come through the suite complex, or if they're in a storefront and they're on it in a center, like a strip mall or anything like that. Then you got your foot traffic, and then you have, like you said, either the opportunity to sit right outside of the location, or to promote through storefront through the windows. So
Yep.
that was like some things I hadn't thought about. Um, I did want to make sure that our members were going to be able to get their badges for ANHC Pro. So
Yep.
that's awesome. I wanted to make sure that we let them know that they will get their ANHC Pro badges, and we will be
Absolutely.
sharing this on our YouTube page as well. So we're super excited, so people to understand that this is a new partnership, and we'll be able to do that, and all the other organizations that we work with, we want to definitely send them your way as well. But yeah, the classic, like I said, that wasn't my first thought. Again, my main thought, because of the people who come to me, is chair rental. And I said,
Yep.
looks like, and you help me if I'm wrong, looks like with chair rental, it could either be a vendor corner or it could be a classic. So if you're in a suite and you just want to rent your suite out, that would be classic, right? And
Yes.
they could come in and
Absolutely.
rent the suite, the whole suite, to do services. And then if they had
Yep.
like a chair in a salon that's existing, that would be more like a vendor corner.
Absolutely. And what I would say, as the time keep progressing, we're having more fine tune where it's clear for them to be able to do just that. But if they want to operate it like that, they can. Yes.
Okay. No, that's
Yep.
amazing. Thank you so much. Did you have anything else you want to leave us with, or any questions for me?
No, I mean, I think right now more than anything, what I just realized is just helping people to be able to stretch their minds out what they see. And I call it the opportunity lens, right? The opportunity lens look like this. You buy a new car. Give me a new car real quick. What's the new car that you seen?
Uh, actually, I saw a Kia the other day that looked crazy. I was like, a Kia? But yeah, go ahead.
Right. Let's say a Kia Optima. Like let's call it a Kia Optima. As you go
Yeah,
buy that nice Kia Optima, and then as soon as you get in that car, you get in that Kia Optima, you jump on 75. Guess what you're gonna start seeing?
billboards.
You're gonna start seeing. You're gonna see look around. You're gonna start seeing
Oh,
Kia Optimas.
that's true. That is very true. That happens every time you get a new car. Yes.
Absolutely. You're like, man, where are these Kia Optimas coming from? They've always been there. The
Yeah.
opportunity lens was open to be able to see it. And so many people be like, man, I hope I could get, I hope that this happens for me. I wish I could get this blessing. I wish I could have this happen. Why this ain't happen? It's always been around, but your opportunity lens wasn't turned on. Not until you get a taste or at least have it for yourself. So what I want to be able to help provide, hopefully that this call provided, was somebody opportunity lens to open up and be able to say that Kia Optima been there the whole time. What you gonna do about it? So that's exactly what I'm hoping that this call did. and they was able to see it, hoping to open up those opportunity lands. And I want to see people thrive and definitely sit here and just take it to the moon this year.
Awesome. Thank you so much. You have a wonderful day. And everybody, thank you for showing. And everybody who's watching this in the playback, thank you as well.
Thank you.